Let us take the triple refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and observe the 5 precepts. Please say Namaskara.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tisarana-gamanang sampunnang. Panatipata viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnadana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu miccacara viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramereya majjapamadatthana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena sadding panchasirang dhammang sadhukang surakkitang kattva appamadena sampadeta. Welcome to this session of Vipassana meditation. We are going to practice later on what is called Vipassana meditation. But before we start off on Vipassana, we have to see what is meditation. Meditation in the Buddhist terminology means, according to the Pali language, bhavana, meaning the development of our mind. Now we can develop the mind in different ways. One is through samatha bhavana, another way is through vipassana bhavana. So today we are going to practice samatha bhavana in the form of anapanasati bhavana. Now these are a lot of Pali words. Some of you may know them, some of you might not know. So anapana means in-breath and out-breath. Sati means mindfulness. Bhavana means development. Basically it means the development of mindfulness on our in and out breathing. As you know, everyone starts breathing the moment that you are born. And you keep on breathing, otherwise you are not sitting here for long. And you'll be breathing till you breathe out your last. But how often are you aware of your breath? Very seldom, isn't it? Now it is very important to become aware of the breathing. It is the closest thing that we have and the dearest and most important thing in our life, because without breath there would be no life. So, to pay attention to the breath, according to the Buddha, is very important, and any time devoted to the attention to the breathing on Anapanasati is time gained, not time lost. So the thing is that breath is very close to us. It is always with us, whether you are standing or sitting or walking or lying down, or wherever you are, it is also with you. It does not weigh anything. You don't have to pay overweight when you're flying somewhere, so you take the breath with you wherever you are. And the other thing is that Anapana is the in-breath and out-breath, which is also only noticeable in the present moment. You have been breathing many breaths before, but you can't feel them anymore. You will be breathing, hopefully, many more breaths in the future, but you can't feel them yet. The only breath you can actually notice and feel is the present moment's breath. And that also you can only feel that part of the breath which is actually touching your nostrils. When you breathe through the nose in and out, you can actually feel the air touching the nostrils. When you take a deep breath, you will be able to feel the breath clearly. But Anapanasati Bhavana is not a breathing exercise. But sometimes it is good at the beginning to take 1 or 2 deep breaths in order to establish contact with the object, that subtle sensation of the breath inside your nostrils, so that you know where the air touches, and then you'll be able to know where to focus your mind. And when you focus your mind on Anapana, you will see many different things. You will find that the breath becomes more and more subtle, or you find that your mind becomes more and more clear. Sometimes you find that the discursive thinking which has been going on all the time in opposites and in duality starts to calm down, and sometimes you find that your mind actually settles down and your attention focuses only on that particular moment of breathing in and breathing out. Not as a concept, but as a reality, as a moment of awareness of just that particular subtle object, the sensation of the breath inside your nostrils. So then, when you are aware of that particular subtle object, the breathing, then it means that you're really living in that moment, that you're really awake in that moment. And then, of course, other things will start happening. Sometimes a sound will come to your ears when a plane is flying over, when you hear the sound of a car or the neighbors or something. Or sometimes thoughts will be coming up in your mind. Sometimes feelings will be arising in your knees, in your back, wherever. And these objects are not to be seen as disturbances, but they can be seen as just another object which comes and goes. But you know that Anapana, the in-breath and out-breath, is the home base of your meditation, of your attention. The place where you can be as long as possible, and sometimes you go out and come back. Sometimes the attention wavers and you bring it back. Sometimes another object becomes predominant, then you look at it, be aware of it, let go of it, and come back to the originally chosen object. Then you know that this is the place to be, this is the home for my attention. And when you are training your mind in Anapanasati, you will find many different kinds of advantages. Why do we practice meditation? Well, we can have different kinds of objectives. One can be to increase the span of your attention, to learn how to concentrate, for instance. That's very important, not only for students, but also for people who are working, for anyone to be able to focus your mind on one chosen object. Not only the breath, but whatever you're doing. Whether it is making a cup of tea, or whether it is eating, or whether it is doing something else. Like in Japan, they have this mindful making of tea, or mindful shooting of arrows, or mindfully arranging flowers. All kinds of ways and means to increase the mindfulness and to apply it also in daily life situations. So, one objective could be to increase the power of concentration. Another objective could be to stabilize your blood pressure. They say that when you are practicing Anapanasati, high blood pressure comes down, low blood pressure comes up to normal, and you normalize your blood pressure through the practice of Anapanasati, because you become fully relaxed and aware in each moment. Then you can have maybe a long-term objective of practicing meditation, namely to use the insights that you gain and the wisdom that you get for overcoming the causes of your suffering, for instance, to become more and more happy in each moment by overcoming the causes of suffering of greed and attachment, or to overcome the basic delusion or ignorance that we have, that is called moha or avidya. That, of course, is the final hindrance that we have. And to overcome avidya means, if we completely uproot avidya or ignorance, then we will be enlightened. So enlightenment itself is the final goal of the practice of vipassana meditation. But there are many shorter-term goals which are easily attainable by the practice of meditation. So may you all practice mindfulness, mindfulness of your body, mindfulness of the feelings, mindfulness of your mind itself, and the awareness of what you're doing, saying, and thinking. And by observing body, speech, and mind, whether you are standing, sitting, walking, or lying down, or whatever activity you're doing, that you're practicing that with awareness. And in that way, overcome the obstacles of attachment and aversion, and eventually find peace in the here and now, and freedom from worries, stress, and from conflict and suffering. May you all be well, peaceful and happy. May all beings be well, peaceful and happy. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.